Hey everybody, Chris Coriel here. COVID quarantine 2020, discussing pivotal moments of both tech and non-tech companies. This is episode 2. Today we're going to make it short and sweet. We're going to do one take, and we're going to talk about Google, since that is the natural progression from Mark Andreessen's web browser, Netscape Navigator, back in the mid-90s. So Google, 1996-97 timeframe. Incorporated in 98, and they have a great story. Everybody pretty much knows it by now, but I'm going to run through it here for those who don't, and those maybe who aren't involved in tech or don't care, but we use it every day. It's woven into the fabric of our lives. It's even a verb. People can tell you to go Google that. So it's got to be done. So here we go. So back in the 90s, Larry Page and Sergey Brin were at Stanford University doing their PhD, creating this search engine to index the entire internet, which was just in its infancy. So they're probably, compared to the billions and billions of pages there are today, I don't even know how many there were then, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, but nothing close compared to what they got out there right now and what they can index. So they're at college doing this, doing their thesis basically, and their research project, and what got them from the dorm room to be tech giants is an introduction. A professor of theirs, I guess, had known successful angel or VC, angel investor, venture capitalist by the name of Andy Bechtolsheim. He was co-founder of Sun Microsystems, which is another tech giant company that stemmed out of Stanford University, grew to huge proportions, but doesn't even exist today. It is, I believe it's actually defunct. I'm not sure if they're still doing anything. But anyway, Sun stands for Stanford University Network. It was a networked computer that they built out with off-the-shelf parts that was really fast, and that's how they networked Stanford University's network. That's the name. And then built their own company from it, made their own hardware, their own software, and basically ran the internet for the next decade. So if you were on a web page in the late 90s, early 2000s, you were viewing it from a Sun server, most likely, until Mr. Michael Dell took over and made faster, cheaper servers that replaced all of the Sun servers out there. So there's that. But that Andy gave the Google guys, as we'll call them, their $100,000 start. They were able to get some more money from another famous gentleman, Mr. Jeff Bezos from Amazon in 1998. He had started in 94, so he was already 4 years in, making some money, threw some money at Google, and along with that investment and a few others, they were able to raise close to $1 million, which got them into the infamous garage and the infamous Google house that they started in. So once they got there, they were able to probably buy some servers, do a lot more research and development, maybe hire some people, focus on Google as a business, and just off and running. So the pivotal moment was getting the seed money that they needed to make this thing real. Obviously, people saw value in it, but they weren't the first search engine. There were a bunch at the time. There was Alta Vista, there was Lycos, there was Yahoo, of course, which I think was one of the more popular back then. Dogpile, Ask Jeeves. I mean, there were just a bunch. There was probably a dozen of them at one point, and they all fell by the wayside. Google just ran away with it. One of the things that makes their search engine as robust and awesome as we know it today is the infamous page rank. So I always wonder if it's, Larry named it after himself, Larry Page, or if it was just the web page rank. But either way, the page rank is the secret sauce that makes Google find the things you're looking for first out of the plethora of web pages out there. So if you're searching for, let's say you're looking for General Motors, the backlinks that point to the General Motors website from bigger sites like maybe network TV sites or whatever wrote articles on General Motors, and those links pointing back to their corporate site will now boost it up in the search rankings versus you or I writing a blog about our favorite General Motors car. So we wouldn't show up on that first page probably, but the GM corporate site would be number one just because it would be the most popular and have the most influential backlinks. Fun fact, Google was actually called Backrub before it was called Google. That's kind of weird, and that would create some weird searches today. So it was called Backrub due to the backlinking that it used to rank the sites. And then they changed it to Google, which is supposed to be Googol, Google, which is a number it starts with a 1 with 100 zeros, which is basically how many web pages they were going to ultimately index in the Google database. So that was their goal. But when they registered the name for some reason, I don't know if they misspelled it or spelled it differently on purpose, but that's what Google represents, even though it's not spelled like the word Google. So there you go. Quick and dirty. Google's pivotal moment was the investment due to a professor knowing a venture capitalist. Go figure. If we could all have it sound that easy. I'm sure it wasn't that easy. They had hard in the beginning as they were scanning people's websites with their Google bot and getting all sorts of havoc and trouble from everybody out in the internets before they knew what that thing was. Now we all welcome the Google bot. So the more it comes to our website, the happier we are and the higher in the ranking we get, right? So there you go. Larry, Sergey are now off in tech history in the Museum of Silicon Valley. And here we are. So if you like this, subscribe, comment, hit the like button, and wait for next week's. We're going to talk about some other late 90s startups, like eBay's one that comes to mind. There's also Amazon, Yahoo, and a few others. So going to try some other things too. One day I might give a golf lesson. I don't know. Might do some crazy stuff here. So stick around, come back, and let's keep this going. All right. Stay safe out there during COVID. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Peace out.